These are revolutionary times. All over the globe, men are revolting against old systems of exploitation and oppression. And out of the wounds of a frail world, new systems of justice and equality are being born. Our only hope today lies in our ability to recapture the revolutionary spirit and go out into a sometimes hostile world, declaring eternal hostility to poverty, racism, and militarism. This powerful commitment, we shall boldly challenge the status quo and unjust mores, and thereby speed the day when every valley shall be exalted and every mountain and hill shall be made low, and the crooked shall be made straight and the rough places plain.
I think black kids, any kids, should know about Dr. Martin Luther King is that he struggled. Anytime somebody struggles, that means they're making progress and they're trying to make a difference. It's always good to struggle. There's nothing wrong with that.
When I speak of love, I'm not speaking of some sentimental and weak response. I'm not speaking of that force which is just emotional bosh. I'm speaking of that force which all of the great religions have seen as the supreme unifying principle of life. Love is somehow the key that unlocks the door which leads to ultimate reality.
And the big picture, again, is that we have many different opinions, we have many different thoughts, we have many different cultures, etc. under the sun, but we have one planet.
When you have the love that he had for the people, the belief in the movement like he had, it is easy to gather people that will follow behind you for generations to come.
I think we have to be courageous enough to do the right thing. We have to be courageous enough to call out wrong behavior, bad words being used, bad expressions being used, and simply say we can do it tactfully, but we have to do it. And we have to do it definitively. We have to make sure that people understand there are certain things that we are not going to tolerate in our society. Bigotry, racism, sexism, people being mistreated because they happen to be a woman, people being mistreated because they happen to have a different sexual orientation, whatever it is. No, people are people, and we have to make sure we stand for people rights.
A true revolution of values will soon cause us to question the fairness and justice of many of our past and present policies. On the one hand, we are called to play the Good Samaritan on life's roadside, but that will be only an initial act. One day we must come to see that the whole Jericho road must be transformed so that men and women will not be constantly beaten and robbed as they make their journey on life's highway. America, the richest and most powerful nation in the world, can well lead the way in this revolution of values. That is nothing except a tragic death wish to prevent us from reordering our priorities so that the pursuit of peace will take precedence over the pursuit of war.
This stuff is important for us to know. It's important to know who we are, what we originated from, and why are we still fighting today. I'm hoping to see everybody come together. I'm hoping for a division of people who can get along with each other, that tries to communicate with peace and not violence, separated from the ones who can't seem to understand that everything doesn't have to be about pain.
Teach by living a certain way. You got to lead by example. You have to show that you are about something with your action. You have to show that you're about non-discrimination. You have to show that you want people to be fairly treated and to make sure that everyone can have the right for a better life if you'll simply exert yourself.
it keeps the dream alive. It keeps what he wanted to have happen, which is that we would come together and eliminate some of the things that divide us. And so if we don't keep doing that over and over and over again, we'll never get there.
We aren't engaged in any negative protest and in any negative arguments with anybody. We are saying that we are determined to be men. We are determined to be people. We are saying that we are God's children. And if we are God's children, we don't have to live like we are forced to live. We've got some difficult days ahead, but it really doesn't matter with me now because I've been to the mountaintop. I don't mind. Like anybody, I would like to live a long life. Longevity has its place, but I'm not concerned about that now. I just want to do God's will. And he's allowed me to go up to the mountain. And I've looked over and I've seen the promised land. I may not get there with you, but I want